Hey there. So I want to take a quick minute to basically just get your thoughts and get your opinions, and as well as get some advice. And so spring is here. It's that time of year, and it's time for RTD to hit the streets again. And so for those that have been around for a while and know about RTD in the Streets, I have the little logo right here to my side, but it's my hometown of Detroit, and 8 Mile, which is a major city that runs east to west of the city of Detroit. And so on that street is a lot of activity. And so last year I had a chance setting up shop at one of the local stores there and basically talking to people and educating them on the subject of the dollar, as well as just monetary policy in general. So it's that time of year again. I'm looking forward to hitting the streets because I believe that it's one thing to sit behind a mic and just talk to experts and talk to people who know what they're doing and know about what's happening around them. But it's another thing to get in the streets and talk to the people directly who know nothing about monetary matters, people who are concerned with their everyday living as well as how to make a paycheck these days. And so what I want to do basically is just get your thoughts on what type of advice or would you recommend? What kind of approach would you take? And so everyone who's watching this video, you're more than likely aware of the whole monetary aspect of rethinking the dollar, rethinking financial and monetary policy all in general. But yeah, a lot of people out there do not know, and so the goal is to reach those people directly. That's what this is all about. So my initial idea of starting Rethinking the Dollar was to basically formulate ways and find ways to reach new people, to educate them on the importance of understanding what's happening with their national currency, aka the dollar, and how it's under threat by so many forces outside of this country as well as within. And so what I need from you guys, I'm looking for your thoughts and opinions. So let's rewind back and go back a little bit in history when you yourself, prior to you coming to the realization of what the Federal Reserve note is and how it's basically suppressed and robbed the American public, as well as become somewhat of a cancer to the world, spreading nothing but inflation in exchange for goods and services. But yet we all know that's coming to an end. So the question is, how did you come to your awakening moment? How were you unplugged from the matrix? I know myself, it was because of my travels or whatnot, and just really beginning to question monetary policy in general, seeing how that all countries I visited throughout my years were all intertwined in the same concept of debt, paper currency, and broken promises. So it got me to rethinking and reconsidering everything that I was not taught during my formal educational years, all the way up to a college degree. And so it led me down a rabbit hole of just wanting to know more, which led to me interviewing over 60, 70 people, and as well as just doing news updates and all the things I've done since then. So what I'm looking for is basically, how would you approach yourself if you were given a chance to go back prior to your awakening period? What were some things that would have gotten your attention that would have led to you awakening or beginning to question things for yourself, just to position yourself to begin thinking about things in a different light? And so I'm looking for comments. So basically what I want to do is get a chance to pose a question directly to you, the viewer of Rethinking the Dollar, and get your take on how you would approach someone in the streets, a stranger completely out of nowhere, whether you have some information in your hand or didn't have anything at all. How would you strike a conversation on educating them on the subject of monetary policy as well as financial policy, all surrounding the dollar? So I would like for you to leave me a comment down below. Let me know how you would approach this. What questions would you ask? How would you begin the conversation? And if the conversation started, how would you maintain it? What are some things that you would highlight during your conversation and whatnot? So it's all in preparation for me hitting the streets pretty soon. And so I'm looking for different ways of approaching people. And so of course I have my own methods and whatnot, and my own visual aids that I'll pass out or whatnot just to spark a conversation. But everyone has a different approach. So I'm curious to see, what would you do exactly if you were in the streets trying to educate people, trying to, disconnect them from this matrix we're in. And I'm sure you can agree that everyone needs to be presented with this information. So the goal is to put it in front of many people as I can, one by one. So my goal has always been to go directly to the people, to give them this information directly. So other than that, I look forward to reading some comments on how to A, initiate a conversation, B, what are some things that you would highlight in the conversation, and C or 3 would be, how would you conclude it, and what would you tell them to do stepwise? Would you direct them towards a certain site, to a book, or whatever it is that got you to ask those questions that woke you up to this realization that we're living in a false monetary reality, which is soon to be very eye-opening in a very uncomfortable way for a lot of people. So if you're not familiar with the RTD in the Streets, I want to basically just take you down that road just a little bit so you get a chance to see some of the video from last summer when I actually hit the streets a couple times. And so if you weren't interested, you can find that information down below to see exactly what RTD in the Streets entails. But here's a little something for you guys to look at. A little bit of a catchy intro.
What is this to you?
It's $1. Not really much going on there.
Now, what can you get for $1 right now today? We're about to go on Dollar Tree. What can you get for $1 for $1 right now? All right, hey there, this is Mike, RTD. So I'm in the streets now. And so it's one thing to...
So that's me just asking a couple questions on what could you do with $1 right in front of a Dollar Tree. So that was just one way to approach people and get a chance to actually have a conversation with people and just find out what their thoughts were on the dollar, as well as hand out some information. So that's what I'm going to do very soon. Get back out there in the streets and meet people, shake hands, and share information and point them to a source, which I believe that the Rethinking the Dollar has done a good job of doing that, whether it be the RTD University, all the visual aids, the free ebooks, you name it. There's more than enough information out there to get people to wake up to this reality and to unplug themselves from this matrix. So other than that, look forward to reading your comments down below. Let me know what you think. How would you start a conversation, maintain a conversation? Where would you direct them if you needed to in order to wake them up from this matrix? So definitely look forward to reading your comments, and most definitely, if there's some good ones down there, which I'm sure it will be, I will be utilizing them, and you get a chance to see your questions in action on RTD in the Streets. So look forward to seeing some of those questions. Thank you.